Welcome to the worst nightmare. There's no escape. There is nowhere to hurry. You are here to free now.
Welcome. You are now in the devil's lair, the demon's pit. All you Doom-heads and Doomettes, ghouls and gals and everything in between, cats and dogs, mammals, puppies, bitches, I don't know what you are, but welcome to another episode of the world's most shittiest podcast in the world, the most evilest podcast there is. Yes, I am talking about the podcast made by me, your host, Walterdoom. Let's talk about horror. And yes, I am here to ruin your day. Clap it up one time. Oh man. But hey, I am back. I hope you guys listened to the last episode. The last episode was about 2020 movies. I wanted to take a bit of a different viewpoint on that. But hey, before I get into anything else, if you guys aren't following me already, follow me on Instagram, Walterdoom, Twitter, Walterdoom1. And if you listen to me on Spotify, hey, follow me on YouTube. Also, I need to get my followers up on there. And if you listening to me on YouTube, hey, follow me on Spotify, Apple Music, hey, wherever music platform you have where podcasts are available. It is also Walter Doom. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing well. This is one podcast that is not going to be censored by any of the social media platforms. So let's give it up one time. Let's clap it up. But yeah, we won't even get into things like all these coups and insurrection. Yeah, this is going to be one podcast where I am not going to be insurrected by anything or promoting any type of insurrections or what have you. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing good out there. The world is getting crazy out there. We're all about to burn in hell already, or hell is already here on earth. But hey, Corona season.
It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now.
Oh man. Yeah, I do hope that you guys did like last week's episode. I was talking about all the 2020 movies that I actually watched. If there are movies that you guys are probably like, well, why didn't you talk about this film? Why didn't you talk about that film? It's because I didn't watch it. So if anybody was ever wondering like why I didn't talk about a certain film, there's your answer. But beyond that, I hope you guys are doing good. I wanted to talk today with you guys about my most anticipated 2021 movies. And I know we're almost done with the first month of 2021, but hey, this is Doom. I don't follow the rules. I don't follow what anybody else is doing. I come out with shit that I want to come out with. You feel me? But yeah, I just wanted to take the time to talk about some 2021 films that I am more than likely looking forward to, which I hope they do come out, by the way. I mean, we are definitely in a time where it's still COVID season, and we're not too sure whether the theaters are going to open up really like normally, or even if they are open at all. I mean, I know last time I talked about movie theaters, a few were open, but lately I don't even know if they're even still open. I mean, can anybody tell me right now? I mean, can you guys go in the comment section if you're listening to this on YouTube? Like, can you tell me whether the movie theaters in your area is open or not? I mean, hey, go for it. But yeah, I'm gonna give you guys 7 movies that I'm pretty much excited for. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, I might be officially on crack or something. I just talked to my producer. He was like, hey, we need to like shake it up a bit. Let's make the show a little bit more interesting. So yeah, Mr. Doom, Mr. Producer Doom, thank you for like shaking things up. I had to talk to my other alter ego inside my head and everything. I had to feel like Randy Orton and everything. I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand. They talk to me. Oh, man. But yeah, with all the silliness to the side, I'm going to get into the 2021 movies that I am looking forward to. It's only going to be like 7 movies that I really want to talk about. I was going to do a top 10, but I just felt like it was probably going to be a little bit long, and I'm trying not to make these podcasts longer than what they usually are. Yeah, because we all got shit to do, honestly. So yeah, just like how I did in last episode, I'm going to give you guys my 7 movies that I am looking forward to, and then I'm going to give you my reasons why I'm looking forward to these movies. So, I'm going to give you the names of the movies and when they're getting released. So, we're going to start off with A Quiet Place 2, which is being released April 23rd of this year. Next movie that I am very, very excited for is Spiral, A Book of Saw, which should be released around May 21st. Candyman, another movie that I was looking forward to come out last year. That is being released sometime this year. No release date has been announced. Another movie that I can't wait to see, Terrifier 2. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't have that one on their list, but definitely I'm waiting for that one to come out. That's supposed to be released sometime this year. Antlers is also supposed to be released this year, which was also another movie that was supposed to come out last year. And last but not least, The Forever Purge should be released in July 9th of this year. So let me get into the reasons why I'm excited for these movies. Now, the reason why I'm excited for these films is because some of them are sequels that are like direct sequels to movies that were out before, or there are continuations or reboots of movies that I really like to watch. Others are because of the director, producer, and what have you. Now, A Quiet Place 2, to start off. I'm excited for that movie, like a lot. For some of you that haven't really listened to me a lot, I was excited to see this movie. I was actually going to see this movie, but COVID impede those that ambition or that viewing, that possibility of seeing that movie. Literally, it was an event where it was going to be a double feature. So it was going to be A Quiet Place 1 and A Quiet Place 2. And what was going to happen is that it was going to be a early viewing of A Quiet Place 2. I was fortunate to get tickets. Now, honestly, I'm pretty sure the reason why I was fortunate to get tickets because a lot of people was probably not fucking with it because of COVID. Now, when I was getting these tickets, because this event happened in March, and it was going to be in March when the viewing was going to take place, COVID wasn't really like a thing in February. It was really gearing up actually, but a lot of people still was in disbelief and didn't really believe that this virus was real or it was as dangerous as it is. So, me personally, I thought okay, well, I'm pretty sure everything will be okay by the time this viewing happens. In hindsight now, no, it wasn't. I was fortunate to get my money back, because I know a lot of people wasn't really that fortunate because, some companies are just greedy like that. But, yeah, I was fortunate to get my money back because definitely it was a national emergency and, they didn't want to do people that shady for just this event not taking place. But yeah, I am very excited. I don't know if we're gonna be in a better spot in April when this movie is supposed to come out. Me personally, I think this movie is about to hit on-demand streaming and what have you, like on Amazon. But it would be good to see what happened to the Abbott family. And also with this film, we're going to see possibly how the creatures who hunt by sound, how they definitely went and invaded the planet and just really committed a mass genocide, like, or an extinction of like the human race, honestly. But I know with this film we get a lot of more context about the creatures. We get to see John Krasinski in flashback moments, and he's not really going to be like a prominent. I guess he's not going to be a prominent character in this film. Yeah, because if anybody watch A Quiet Place 1, I mean, spoiler alert, John Krasinski's character dies, like literally almost like, I want to say 30 minutes, like the last 30 minutes of the film. And I mean, his death was very gruesome. I mean, I don't know who else felt a little bit of pain from seeing him die, because I honestly wasn't ready to see him die. Like, honestly. But in order for him to save the kids, you know, he had to sacrifice himself. And even though him and his daughter wasn't in a good place with each other, you know, he still sat there and was just like, you know, I love you. Like, it's interesting. I really find this film interesting for the fact that the family, well, throughout most of the film, not the family, but throughout most of the film, the family communicates with sign language. And I really thought this was an interesting film to see. Like, this film, I gotta say, is way better than Bird Box. Like, if Bird Box wanted to be anything good, it will be A Quiet Place. Because Bird Box was just straight up shit. Honestly. It wasn't consistent with the whole fact of you had to cover your eyes in order to keep these monsters, or if they were monsters, from killing you. A Quiet Place really played along with the whole, you know, you had to shut the fuck up in order to not get killed. And I just thought it was like a very clever film. I mean, granted, like there was parts where I was like, well, how are you supposed to have a kid in this world? Like, and honestly, funny thing, when the first time when I watched this film, I actually asked that question. And when it got answered, like in the scene where they had to go to this underground bunker in order for her to have the baby, I was like, oh, so that's how it's done. The thing is, I don't know how you're supposed to survive with a baby in a world like that, because babies cry a lot. They cry a lot. And it's like, how are you supposed to have a baby that doesn't cry a lot in a world like this? Like, it's impossible. It's damn near impossible. So yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what happens to the Abbott family. I know they have the one dude from Blood Diamond, Demon Hansu, on there. So I want to see what his character is all about in this film. And the family also is supposed to be encountering like a friend of the family or whatever. Just know there's more characters in this, than more than just, you know, the Abbott family, you know, like with Emily Blunt and Noah Jude and all them. So yeah, I just can't wait to see what this film is all about. You know, I'm excited for it. Another sequel that I want to kind of touch base on is the Candyman movie. And as you guys know, this is a movie being directed by Nia DaCosta, and this is also produced by Jordan Peele. And I feel like this Candy movie is such a Jordan Peele type movie. We were supposed to get this movie last year, I believe around May or June. But again, pandemic struck, you know, and the production company kind of held out on actually releasing this film. I, for one, am excited to see what Tony Todd's role is in this film, because we don't get much of Tony Todd in the trailers of the Candyman movie. Also, I kind of want to see what Tony Todd is going to look like, because Tony Todd is a bit older and he is not really kind of like Candyman from the 90s, you know. He he's a bit older, he put on a bit of weight like, most of us would do when you get older. But I just want to know, what is he going to look like? Is he going to look like a weird looking trashy Candyman? Like a real cheesy, like, they tried to make him look like old school Candyman, but like age and weight, it doesn't really like do him justice? Or is he just going to be like what it seemed like what they're doing with the commercials letting us know, is that we're just going to get more of his voice and just like silhouettes of the figure or of the creature? I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to see what they do with that. I mean, I just hope that this movie is probably just as good as the Halloween movie. I mean, again, like a lot of people talk about how good Halloween is. I didn't actually see Halloween. Yeah, I'm just like not a big Halloween fan. I mean, I'm a fan of slasher films, but the first time I watched the first Halloween movie, I thought it was very cheesy. Honestly, I mean, just with the little like music that goes, I was just like, okay, what the fuck is this? Like, honestly, it's definitely a product of the year it came out in. I mean, and yeah, granted, like, I do love the Halloween theme song. I mean, that's iconic. I am not gonna shit on that. You can't shit on iconic shit. You know what I'm saying? But as far as that bullshit like Michael Myers and all that, nah, I don't fuck with that shit. I mean, it's weird to me. I could understand Jason being an unkillable force because of that weird Friday the 13th Part 6 where he came back to life by a thunderbolt like Frankenstein and shit. Now he's like unkillable and he is a killing force more than what he was in previous films. I can understand Chucky, he is getting his soul back into like the doll and everything, the good guy doll. And, he's able to kind of like move from doll to human because of the voodoo spells. I could get Freddy, how he just comes back and back because dude lives in your nightmares. I mean, the dude is a demon, honestly. I don't get Michael Myers. His role just doesn't make sense to me. Like, the guy is pure evil. I mean, dude has never been like cursed or just like had a seance put in him or just like a demon possessed him to where he was just like, yeah, you are now Michael Myers, the unkillable force. Like, it doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, what? And it didn't make sense to me in the first Halloween movie where they just had a hard time killing this dude. It's like, oh my God, Michael Myers is pure evil. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Like, shoot the nigga. What else? I mean, come on now. I mean, what? We don't have guns now in this planet? We're in America, the most gun-toting, gun-loving country in the world. Oh man. Another sequel that I am just very excited for is Terrifier. And apparently, I didn't even know this, but they're bringing back Samantha Scafidi, who played Victoria, the sister that got fucked up and her face bitten off. Like, this nigga ate her face and everything. Like, how gruesome can you get? I'm sorry, but if you guys ever listen to my podcast about when I talked about Art the Clown, I'm like, this dude is just very fucking gruesome. Like, this dude he takes every possible way to kill your ass. Like, this dude is like, people talk about Michael Myers. Nah, dude, Art the Clown is the unkillable force. That dude is pure evil. I'm sorry, if for a clown to kind of like chop a dude's hand off, cut his head off and carved his face as a jack-o'-lantern. I'm sorry, that is gruesome. For a dude who was getting his ass kicked by the lovely, 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 I can't even remember her name right now. Oh man, I can't. I want to say Squidtherius, but or Squidterius. It's on Instagram, but oh fuck, I can't remember. It is such an embarrassment right now, but I'll figure it out. I know it's Jenna something, but yeah, for her to just kick his ass out, and I swear I'm about to look this shit up while talking to y'all, but yeah, for him to get his ass kicked by her, you know, and she's just like beating his ass and everything. This dude pulls a gun on her. Now you would think like he's just a straight slasher. No. This dude is a killer. I'm sorry, Chucky wouldn't do that shit. I'm sorry, have you ever seen Chucky with a gun? I'm pretty sure he has had a gun before in one of the Chucky movies. I think he had a gun in Curse of Chucky, but I can't remember what context he was using the gun. But I mean, when he was Charles Lee Ray, I mean, also he did use a gun then. But as a doll, have we really seen Chucky with a gun? This dude is always killing people with knives and just cutting them open as much as he wants to, you know? And me personally, I mean, I have no problem with that because Chucky make up sometimes the most iconic kills and sometimes some of the most funniest ones too, like in Child's Play 3 when he scared the shit out of that commander. That dude couldn't believe that doll was alive and he had a heart attack. I'm sorry, if you could kill somebody by just having them get a heart attack, you a scary motherfucker, and hence why I was scared of that nigga. But yeah, I'm getting way too comfortable with y'all right now. But yeah, just going back to Art the Clown. Like, Art the Clown was a straight up killer, dude. Like, how can you just sit there and not like this guy or even cheer for him? You know how I was talking about like the twins from Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight, and how like they were killers and how like they weren't really that interesting, and how just basically you weren't even cheering for them or those kids that were getting killed. You were just cheering for the movie to be over. At least I was. But for Art the Clown, I'm sorry, you're kind of cheering for Art to kill them people. Fuck them people. is what I want to say. You know how like some people say fuck them kids? Man, I say fuck them people. And that's how I feel about it. But yeah, even like just like characters like Leatherface, Jason, you know, you're cheering for those guys because you just want to see how they brutalize these oversexed, high and addicted, drunk kids and what have you. It makes for perfect entertainment. Is all I gotta say. It's perfect entertainment. But yeah, in Terrifier 2, we're supposed to see Art the Clown going back to the town of Miles County, and he's about to wreak havoc. I'm also very excited because the lovely Felicia Rose is going to be in that movie. Okay, so my producer just looked it up, i.e. me, and it is Jenna Cannell. I honestly cannot believe I couldn't remember Jenna Cannell. How could I forget Jenna Cannell? That's crazy. But yeah, Jenna Cannell was kicking his ass. And yeah, I mean, hey, if Jenna Cannell is listening to this, you know, I'm available. You know, I mean, if you want to discuss like scripts or chemistry, I'm down. All right, I ain't got sense, people, but But let me talk about like some produced movies that I'm very interested in. Of of course, I am interested in anything Guillermo del Toro. Now, if you guys didn't know or follow my Instagram page, I went to a Guillermo del Toro exhibit and it was amazing. Amazing. Like, I can't believe I was able to go to this event and just see like all the different characters like Hellboy, the Fawn from Pan's Labyrinth, and just see like every prop and design. And it was just an amazing event. I mean, it's like a fairy tale nightmare come true. Honestly, I would have to say being at Guillermo del Toro's exhibit was way better than the I Love Scary Movies exhibit. Yes, that exhibit was very interactive. I will give anybody who went to that shit that. But was it really good? No, it wasn't. At least the second iteration wasn't that good. The first iteration, it was definitely good because, I mean, they had like this ball pit or this foam pit in the Beetlejuice room. And yeah, I mean, it was exciting to be in that. Another reason why it wasn't that good, the second installment, but it was mainly because the Nightmare on Elm Street, I mean, not Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm sorry, the Friday the 13th area wasn't that exciting and it was very lackluster. And I know I probably discussed this before, but it was definitely a lackluster area to be in. I just couldn't believe, like, I was waiting all this time. And I actually said it too, like, they need to add Friday the 13th to this exhibit. Because the first time I went, I was just like, well, they added the Lost Boys, but no one gives a fuck about Lost Boys. Like, I'm sorry for anybody that's a Lost Boys fan, but I mean, it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. It's a good movie. It's a cult classic. And I'm going to say it's a cult classic. Because honestly, I'm not going to be sitting here talking about Lost Boys in the next fucking 30 years or so. But it's a good film. Don't get me wrong. Now, should it have been there with the likes of It, Shining, and Nightmare? I don't think so. I don't think so. They should have had Friday the 13th, or Friday the 13th should have been added the first time around with the fucking Lost Boys. I'm just saying. But yeah, when they added Friday the 13th, it wasn't as good as I thought it should be. You know, the area was nicely decorated and what have you, but it was just one little area. Whereas it had like a whole fucking room, like a big showroom. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I didn't really care for it all that much, you know, but definitely Guillermo del Toro's Antlers is something to look out for. I am a big Pan's Labyrinth fan. That is literally like my favorite film, well, my second favorite film of all time, next to Kill Bill. I'm sorry, I love Kill Bill. And yeah, I mean, yeah, Pan's Labyrinth, definitely second best film of all time for me. I mean, years ago, if you would have talked to 18-year-old me, I would have told you Butterfly Effect was the greatest film of all time. Talk to me now, I think that movie is shit. I'm sorry, but that acting by Ashton Kutcher was so cringy. I still like it in a sort of nostalgic way. But in a way, it's all in a world of doom. I'm just saying. The film itself is just a world of doom. That's all it is. So, yeah, I liked it for what it was when I was a kid. But as an adult, hell fucking no. Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take a break right quick so that you guys can get a break from my voice. But I will be back. So like in a scary movie, I'll be back. And we are Alright, so I want to take this time to talk about like expectations and what films could possibly bomb, even though I'm excited to see these films. Who has the most possibility of just being straight trash? Now, honestly, like, I'm not going to say, like, I'm hoping these movies are going to be trash. I'm just saying, like, in a hypothetical sense, even though we're kind of excited for these films, what could possibly just end up being a disaster fest? Just based on just history, man. Honestly. But anyway, yeah, so as far as like my expectations for these films, I mean, I'm just not really having much expectation at all. I'm trying to keep an open mind as much as possible. I'm trying my best for like films that are actually continuing their stories to try and not relate them to past movies from before. So like with Spiral, the Book of Saw, I am trying my best to not remember that the guys who are writing this movie are the same shitty writers who wrote Jigsaw. Honestly, I'm trying my best. I'm trying to be less petty as much as possible and trying to just give the movie its due chance. Honestly. But I am definitely probably a little bit worried about A Book of Saw because, I mean, it's not for the simple fact that I'm worried about Chris Rock personally, like just like being the producer of this film. I'm probably just more worried about like how much comedy is going to be put in this movie. Now, the premise of this film, I mean, it seems a bit like it's a good premise. I gotta say, it's a good premise. Are we gonna get like a Tobin Bell appearance? Who knows? I mean, they're not really specifying that he's gonna be in this movie, but I'm pretty sure he is going to be some type of surprise appearance. I mean, he have to be. Honestly, who else could play Jigsaw better than Tobin Bell? Nobody, because he's the only person who's played Jigsaw. You know? Like, it's going to be fucking weird to see somebody else playing the character. You know, it's like when I forget his name, but he was on Watchmen and he played Freddy Krueger in the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, honestly, granted, I mean, yeah, he did a decent job, but he is no Robert Englund, honestly. So, yeah, I mean, I think like maybe a lot of us did judge him very unfairly and didn't give him a fair chance. But honestly speaking, that movie was shit. I'm just saying. Like the movie, I saw what the movie was doing. It kind of mixed up a lot of elements from past Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Like they had like certain elements like from the first film, from Dream Warriors. But at the end of the day, I mean, it was just a terrible film because it's like all these kids were possibly molested by Freddy, but they all just don't remember about it or whatever it is. I mean, it's a weird storyline. I mean, I guess it's a bit of like trauma, quote unquote, I want to say. But it's like, to me, I'm like, well, you guys will still have some type of memory of this, but I don't know. I really didn't care for it. But yeah, I just feel like with Saw, with Spiral, the Book of Saw, I feel like I can't help but feel like it might have way too much comedy, a little less scary elements. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's still going to be gruesome. I'm hoping that they still keep the edge of torture porn because it's a Saw movie. It can't be a Saw movie without all the torture porn elements. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Another movie that I am kind of worried that it might bomb a little bit, and I'm gonna admit it, Candyman. I'm a little worried for Candyman a little bit. And just for the simple fact that it is definitely like one of those movies that is getting rebooted, and it's supposed to be like a spiritual sequel, a direct sequel to the first movie. Now, honestly speaking, I mean, I'm not saying Jordan Peele is a bad producer, writer, or anything like that. I'm very excited for this film, honestly. But are we going to be sold on the idea that Yahya Abdul-Mateen is going to become the Candyman? Because honestly, that's what's happening in the film, is that his character goes to Cabrini Green, which is now gentrified and everything. And I do like the element that they're bringing gentrification into this film. Again, this is a total Jordan Peele movie because it's dealing with like elements of like social commentary that Jordan Peele does in his movies. Like in Get Out or Us, it's like there's a message that's being relayed into the film that he's trying to put out into the world. So yeah, I do like the fact that he did take on this project. I know he's doing another film for like the Universal Monsters universe. I can't remember which one he's working on though. Yeah, I can't wait till that one comes out. Whichever one it is. I want to say Creature from the Black Lagoon, but I don't think it is. I know for sure it's not the Wolfman because I'm pretty sure they want Lee Whannell to handle that film. Someone else is handling Dracula. I remember that. Yeah, I think it might be Creature from the Black Lagoon. And yeah, as far as Frankenstein, I don't think anybody's handling Frankenstein. And I'm pretty sure they're not having Jordan Peele handle Frankenstein. That doesn't seem like a Jordan Peele movie to make. Or a character Jordan Peele would like focus on I should say. I mean, I feel like he would focus more on the Wolfman or Creature from the Black Lagoon more than just Frankenstein. But yeah, I'm kind of a little bit worried about, will the message of what he's trying to convey, just like in Us, because a lot of people didn't like Us. I liked Us. I thought Us was a good film. But I know a lot of people didn't really care for it because they felt like it was too cluttered with messages. And I mean, to be honest, for me, I felt like the movie Us was a horror fans movie. Like it was an homage. Like anybody who's ever like produced horror or just like ever watched or got into horror movies, I felt like this was the movie for them. It wasn't more of like a secular movie like Get Out or anything like that, but I thought Us was definitely a good film. Maybe a lot of horror fans probably won't take my side on this one, but I feel like as far as like maybe black horror lovers out there, maybe you guys would take my side on this one. I don't know. If anybody liked Us, hey, I mean, you liked Us. If you didn't, you didn't. But yeah, I'm just maybe like a little bit worried. Are we going to be sold on the message of what is being conveyed? Or is the message going to be too cluttered up like an Antebellum was? Because Antebellum, that was a shit show of messages. I'm just like, I don't know where I could start with my dislike for this film, but I was just like, yeah, this film is not it. And just like when me and Megan's World was on here, yeah, I mean, the more you watch the film, the more times you watch this film, the more you start to begin to dislike it. Because, I mean, after a while, you know the bells and whistles, you know what's happening. And at the same time, they're trying to, like, sell you this idea, like, hey, how did we get in the past? Hey. And it's just like, no, dude, this is absolute trash. I'm sorry. So yeah, I mean, Candyman, possible bomb, but not really. I mean, if I had to rate the chances of Candyman bombing, it's more like it has a 10% chance of bombing, honestly, to me. I mean, I think the movie is definitely going to be good, but I'm just scared it might bomb a little bit. Just, a movie that's being rebooted from years ago. may not connect well with like the current audience. I'm trying to think, is there a movie I didn't talk about? I think I talked about everything that's on the list. So yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and check your boy out, Instagram, Walterdoom, Twitter, Walterdoom1, Spotify, YouTube, everything else is Walterdoom. And right now, I'm going to take another break. And when I come back, we are going to be in the outro.
Push the world circles hell. You have not in hell. And as the word has stopped, listen to the show.
All right, y'all. Y'all know your boy is a fool sometimes, but we are back. This is the outro. Again, those social media handles are Walterdoom on Instagram, Walterdoom1 on Twitter, everything else on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you want to get your podcast from is Walterdoom. And this is yes. And right now, usually I do a must-watch Tubi movie of the week, but now we are changing this shit to the Slashers Corner. And right now, our first slasher film that you guys should check out, if you haven't checked it out yet, it came out in 2016. I talked about its sequel today, Terrifier. And that one is definitely on Tubi. I actually was on Tubi the other day, and I was just seeing like what they had on there because I haven't been on there for a while. HBO Max has been taking up a lot of my time. Amazon, as you guys know, Amazon with that AMC Plus beautifulness. I'm just saying, if you don't have like Amazon mixed in with your AMC Plus subscription, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because that shit is so fucking fire. You get everything that Netflix used to have, like the Babadook, Human Centipede. I'm just saying, like Wreck. I've been fiending for Wreck for so long to watch it. I can now watch it because AMC Plus has it. I'm just saying, you can't go wrong with that platform mixed in with Amazon, and you get your Shudder still, and you get like IFC. I'm just saying, and you get Sundance. I mean, it's like, I don't even know what to say. It's like a fucking dream come true. Oh man, I'm just saying, Netflix is kind of like in hot water with me. I'm also, if you guys haven't watched the Grim Sleeper, or the Night Stalker, I say Grim Sleeper, that's another killer. But the Night Stalker documentary, y'all should really be checking that one out. I know I need to check that one out. Look at me telling y'all to watch some shit and I haven't even watched it. But yeah, the must watch slasher corner movie of the week, Terrifier. And if you guys have a weak stomach, I would advise you not to watch this shit, because this shit gets fucking gruesome. Art the Clown out here sawing bitches in half. If you guys ever seen memes where like women are hanging upside down with the clown hanging next to them, that is Terrifier right there. If you ever seen like one of the females hanging upside down, boobs out and everything, Terrifier. You'll finally get those horror memes that probably didn't make sense to you because you didn't watch the film. So I advise you to watch the motherfucking film. Yes. But other than that, I am about to sign out. This has been another week of Let's Talk About Horror. Once again, those social media handles are Instagram, Walterdoom, Twitter, Walterdoom1, everything else where you're listening to these podcasts, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Walterdoom also. So, yeah, definitely check me out. Give me a follow. Give me likes. Honestly, tell me how much my podcasts are shit to y'all and y'all don't fuck with Doom. But other than that, I am signing out. This is America. Don't let them catch you slipping now.
See you in hell, bitches.